General has made several recommendations to ensure that taxpayer dollars are spent wisely on the school board.
The Office of the Inspector General says the Prince George's County Board of Education Ethics Advisory Panel's investigation last year into 7 school board members was not only flawed, but it also cost more than $100,000. This comes after the office received several complaints from parents regarding taxpayer dollars used. The Inspector General's office also accuses School Board Chair Juanita Miller, the acting general counsel, and the chair of the Ethics Advisory Panel of violating a board policy. The recommendation is now for the County Board of Education to revisit their guidelines to ensure they're obtaining fair prices for services. Earlier this summer, County Executive Angela Alsobrooks asked the school board chair to step down, but instead she hinted at a hearing process. The process should not be allowed to be unduly manipulated. Annalisa Gale, WTOP News.
WTOP reached out to the school board chair regarding the latest report. So far, we have not received a response. Students in D.C. are among those heading back to school tomorrow. It has both kids and parents brimming with anticipation.
A lot of excitement, a little bit of nervous excitement.
That's what parent Megan Clark is feeling ahead of the new school year. Her young son will be going to Lafayette Elementary School in Northwest D.C. and with masks optional this school year.
I think we're still trying to decide how we feel about sending him in a mask every day or not. We still haven't made that decision, I think.
Parents of K through 12 students have a deadline of today to upload a negative COVID test for their child online. Also this year, students 12 and older must be vaccinated against COVID. Sean Aaron, WTOP News. Coming up on WTOP, it's the 59th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington. We talked to a woman who was there. It's 10:07.
Hey Becky, what about the speed for your next song?
It's fun. Like wanting to master stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
What about this then?
It sounds just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth. You can connect
That's what I call power.
unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Learn about the next generation Wi-Fi from Xfinity, or get started with a special offer on 300 megabits per second internet. Do more of what you love online with unlimited data included. It's all just $29.99 a month with a 2-year rate guarantee and 1-year contract. Visit your local Xfinity store to learn more. Go to Xfinity.com or call 1-800-XFINITY. Requires paperless billing and auto pay. Ends 9/8/22. Restrictions apply. New Performance Pro internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change after 24 months. Regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
It's 10:08.
Drive 18 miles.
We go to Rob Stallworth in the WTOP Traffic Center.
Thanks, Luke. And if you're traveling in the district eastbound on the freeway as you head toward the outbound 11th Street Bridge, crash is along the left side of the roadway. Squeeze to the right in order to get by there. Response is on scene. No problems otherwise on the freeway. 3rd Street Tunnel looks pretty smooth. New York Avenue is running well. As also traveling on 23rd Street, keep in mind between Washington Circle and H Street, we had some police activity at the Foggy Bottom Metro Station. Uncertain if that is clear or not. Use caution there. Rising Beltway running well in both Maryland and Virginia with no issues being reported. In Hyattsville, new issues on 410 Veterans Parkway eastbound at Route 50. That's where we had the crash. It was since cleared. All your travel lanes are open. No problems going across the Bay Bridge. You guys are pretty cool with 3 lanes west, 2 lanes open in the eastbound direction. In Virginia, smooth ride on 66. If you're headed eastbound, leaving Gainesville, headed toward Roslyn. Southbound 29 in Centerville at I-66. We have the right side blocked for crash there. Otherwise, if you're traveling on I-95 southbound, your biggest delays right now are leaving Lorton, headed across the Occoquan and down 123. After that, you will clear to continue south toward Fredericksburg. Can't find a new car you're looking for? Try a Fitzway used car next to a new car. A Fitzway car is best. Visit fitzmall.com for a good and a safe car you can trust. That's the Fitzway. I'm Rob Stallworth, WTOP Traffic.
And Lauren, I'm heading to the Nats game. Am I going to be roasting out there?
Are your seats in the sun?
Yeah, I think so.
It does get brutal at Nats Park when you have those afternoon games and you're sitting in the sun. Yeah, it is going to be a little hot. Make sure you have that sunscreen. Make sure you're staying hydrated with water because it is going to be kind of brutal during the Nats game. There could be be a stray shower towards the later innings, and that goes with everything else as well. Stray shower chance across the area. If you are boating out in the Chesapeake, maybe keep an eye in the sky. I would put a 20% chance out there. Everybody else less than a 20% chance to see a little stray storm. But otherwise, yeah, hot, humid temperatures in the low 90s. That heat index right around 100 degrees. Now, as we go into the overnight hours, temperatures in the 60s and 70s tomorrow. Beautiful, lots of sunshine. Very similar to today with temperatures around 90, that heat index around 100. By Tuesday, we're in the low mid-90s. Increasing clouds. It's going to feel like about 103, 104. Tuesday, on Tuesday afternoon. That'll be our best chance for the next 10 days, but still it's only about a 3% chance that you'll see them. By Wednesday, we're back in the low 90s, but humidity's dropping, and that sets the scene for the holiday weekend. This upcoming weekend, for Labor Day, 80s, low humidity, and beautiful. 82 right now in Washington. Leesburg 79, Baltimore and Gaithersburg both at 81 degrees.
Thanks, Lorna. Brought to you by Long Fence. Save 15% on Long Fence decks, pavers, and fences. Go to longfence.com today and schedule your free in-home estimate. It is 10/11. Today is the anniversary of the 1963 March on Washington. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his I Have a Dream speech. WTOP Sandy Kozel spoke with a Washington resident, Vanilla Brockington, who was there 59 years ago and only 10 years old.
My mother took me. She was adamant that she go and thought it would be a great idea for me to go with her. And I loved tagging along with her, so it was no big deal for me when we often went to places together. So, she just said she had to be there. It was going to be a historic moment, and she needed to be there in person.
What do you remember about that day? The crowds, the speakers?
We were kind of further back, but we managed to inch our way forward, and people were pretty nice about letting us move forward since they knew, clearly I couldn't see above the crowd, and my mother wasn't much taller than me. So we kind of worked our way towards the front. So we found a vantage point where we could actually see the stage, and we were able to hear. I don't know whether there were actually speakers, but we were able to hear the speeches.
You remember your reaction? What did you think of what you were hearing?
Well, I knew I was going to hear Dr. Martin Luther King, and I knew about him. I had no idea about, the impact he would have on a crowd that size, but so I had some expectations. It just, when I actually heard it, I had no idea, like I said, how impactful it would be and how well received it would have been for a crowd that size. So I knew at that point that I was actually part of some very important moment in history. Again, at 10 years old, it was just apparent. I had no idea how big a point in history it was, but it seemed like a very important time.
Next hour, Brockington talks about what the experience has meant to her. Coming up on WTOP.
An exciting project on the National Mall. It involves horses.